Hi there everybody, this is David, and I want to talk about 15 pretty sweet upcoming RPGs that you've probably never heard of. I mean, I could talk myself blue in the face talking about Suikoden 1 and 2, the Super Mario RPG remake, or all those neat Dragon Quest games coming up, but we've heard about all those. But there's so many more games out there coming out that really get no coverage, and I want to talk about those today. Unfortunately though, a lot of them really don't have firm release dates, but they are all slated for this year, and I just want to represent them and go through them in alphabetical order. First up, beloved Rapture, released for the PC. This is an SNES-inspired JRPG reminiscent of Lufia 2 and Chrono Trigger. And here you play as Johan, who just has his 18th birthday, and as such, he needs to leave his small town and head off to the big kingdom. Only his best friend Zack doesn't want him to go. Too bad the shit hits the fan before he can make his own decision, though. The dungeons are beautiful and full of puzzles, and encounters are on-screen and turn-based. And I actually put out a review of this demo quite a while ago, so if you do want some more information, be sure to check out that video. Number 2. Demon School, releasing for the Xbox, PS4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Well, if this isn't creepy as shit. This actually reminds me quite a bit of the earlier Persona games like 1 and 2, except instead of regular turn-based combat, this is a new tactic-style RPG where you defeat monstrous creatures caught in between the human and demon worlds. And while you're not fighting, you're instead investigating and collecting photographic evidence of the demon infestation while you're still navigating university life. If you're a fan of the earlier Personas, you're going to definitely want to check this out. Number 3. Elements, releasing for the Xbox, PS4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. This is really quite beautiful for an indie game. It's a vibrant, open-world RPG adventure where you're going to be going off to explore every corner of a beautifully stylized open world. You can fight with all sorts of different weapons, ride various monsters throughout the open fields, climb snowy mountains, swim to the depths of glimmering lakes, and brave fiery plains in search of the 8 elemental crystals. Sometimes indies get an undeserved reputation of just being kind of like cheap SNES-styled games, but this one is definitely proving that assumption to be totally wrong. Number 4. A Frog's Tale, releasing for the Nintendo Switch and PC. Oh my gosh, if this thing isn't frickin' cute! This reminds me a ton of Mother 3, not just from the visuals and the art styles, but because of its rhythm puzzle nature, both in and outside of battle. You play as Norman, a young frog from the quiet forest village of Caro Pond. Whenever he's out investigating aggressive bugs on the forest outskirts, a mysterious cardinal sweeps him up, and then he sets off on an extraordinary journey to find the broken shards of an ancient artifact with the alleged power to bring the dead back to life. Number 5. Glitched, released for the Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PC. Oh, this is an odd one with a definitely unique art style, and it has a pretty cool premise. A glitch occurs in a video game called Soren, and an NPC named Gus becomes aware of not only the glitch, but of you, the player. So you're going to both travel together to solve the mystery of the glitch and save Gus's friends, hometown, and the digital world. But that's not all, because choices actually matter here, and the different choices that you make will change his personality drastically, granting him new powers, but also causing characters to react differently to him. Gus is going to grow from a simple NPC into his own person over the course of this adventure. Number 6. Gloomhaven, released on October 20th for the PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. If you've heard of this game before, that's because this is the digital adaptation of the acclaimed board game of the same name, and it mixes tactical turn-based RPG goodness with traditional dungeon crawling. But do be warned, this one is challenging and will reward only the most daring players with the sharpest of minds. But here, you do not have to go it alone, because you can master one of 17 different mercenaries, all with different abilities, and then face the dangers side by side with your friends in an online co-op mode. Number 7. Hammerwatch II, to be released for the PS4, PS5, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC. This one's kinda neat. It reminds me of those old Ultima games that came out of the SNES, You know, the ones with Lord British and Britannia and all that? I myself could never get into those games, but I definitely see the inspiration here for those that did love those. Here, you're going to be gathering up your party and then journeying beyond the walls of Hammerwatch Castle to explore a pixelated world and aid King Roland's resistance while helping out the villagers along the way. Battle off beasts, finish hordes of the undead, and face the forces of evil in this epic ode to the classic Ultima games. Number 8. Inklunati, released for the Nintendo Switch. This one's so cool, and it immediately caught my eye because it's just so different from everything else out there. This is a turn-based strategy RPG, except that it actually takes place on medieval parchment, where you use living ink to draw your various animals and demons, and then battle it out on the pages of medieval manuscripts. Your various beasts don't just do the fighting though, because you can manipulate the parchment yourself by damaging them with the ink or by moving your characters around, because, you know, you control it all as the titular Inklunati. Number 9. In Stars and Time, released for the Nintendo Switch and PC. What would you do if you were forced to relive all of your failures over and over again? Here, that's just it. This is a time-looping RPG, but hopefully a hell of a lot better than that tragic Loop 8, and it follows a group of adventurers who are fighting to end the reign of an evil king. But as victory's just within grasp, a tragedy occurs, the clock resets, and they have to do it all over again. Combat is simplistic turn-based rock-paper-scissors type stuff. In each loop, you can improve your team's capabilities by finding old memories and then praying to the god of change. Number 10. Quartet, releasing for the PC. This is from the creators of that masterpiece, Shadows of Adam, and I had the absolute pleasure of playing the demo earlier in the year, and I truly loved it. This is a modern take on a traditional RPG featuring a scenario system where you begin as one of 8 heroes, and once you've played through each of those hero stories, they'll all join up and fight the big bad guys. It reminded me a whole lot of the World of Ruin portion in Final Fantasy VI, and with turn-based combat, lovable characters, and humorous dialogue, I think that you're going to find something to love here too. Number 11. Sacrifier, released for the Xbox, PS4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Are you a fan of Vagrant Story, Valkyrie Profile, or just old-school action RPGs in general? Then this might be the game for you. I personally have been looking forward to this one for quite a long time, as it seamlessly combines real-time and turn-based combat, where you can target individual body parts and then string attacks to create elaborate combos. There's also plenty of puzzles and Metroidvania exploration, so get ready to travel between the sprawling subterranean city of Antioch, as well as the idyllic spirit paradise of Erebus, in a game universe which blends fantasy with science fiction. Number 12. Silent Hope, to be released on October 3rd for the Nintendo Switch and PC. Remember those old school Nintendo games whenever nobody spoke? Well, what was once normal in my childhood is now so abnormal it's an entire game premise. Here you have 7 different heroes, each with 7 different fighting styles, and they're going to gather together to dive deep into the abyss and explore their quiet world. This is a dungeon crawling action RPG at its core, where you deep dive into procedurally generated random dungeons to gather equipment, level up, and then regain the power of speech. Number 13. Soup Raiders, releasing for the Nintendo Switch and PC. I don't know whether to be intrigued by this or kind of cringe in disgust. This is a wacky and fun tactical RPG with a real-time battle system where pirate and merchant animals fight each other, all while trapped in a world of soup. Yeah, you heard that right. The whole world is in a large cauldron of soup. But the battle system looks pretty cool, and the 3D environments and hand-drawn graphics look nice too. But will you be able to liberate the Western soup region from the grasps of Mr. Whale? Number 14. Warside, released for the PS4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC. I don't think that you need me to tell you that this is an Advance Wars ripoff, but, hey, Advance Wars is a great game, so there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from some of the best of them. Here you can choose from over 25 unit types, from artillery and tanks, to submarines and warships, or even fighter jets and bomber aircrafts. Then there's over 12 different playable commanders too, each with their own unique sets of passives and battle powers. So if you can't get enough of turn-based strategy, then be sure to check this one out. And finally, number 15, World of Horror, to be released for the PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. It should come as no surprise that horror RPGs really are not my thing, nor are point-and-clicky RPGs, but I also am aware that there is still a market for them out there, or else games like this simply wouldn't exist. Similar to the previously seen In Stars and Time, this uses almost like a film noir approach, with its black and white creepy old school vibes. If you want to navigate this hellish roguelike with turn-based combat and unforgiving choices, then be my guest, but personally, I'm going to pass. So that's it for 15 upcoming RPGs that you've never heard of. What do y'all think about the games here, and what are you excited for? Let's get a discussion going on, and let's all talk and chat about it. I would love to hear what you have to say. And if you like what I do here on the channel, please head on over to the Patreon to sign up for early access to my videos and behind-the-scenes photographs. The link to it is in the video description. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.